Emma Thompson, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Malala, Emma Watson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Hiddleston, Bradley Cooper, and so many others, including me, and perhaps you? Let me know in the comments. What do we all have in common? Stay with me and let's find out. If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and invite the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video, which will be relevant to you if you are looking to become proficient in English. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Tanya Meyer, and I'm an English as a foreign language teacher to adults, specializing in mindfulness practices to bring clarity, joy, understanding, and well-being to your English language learning, acquisition, and use in real-life situations. Before diving into our topic, I'm going to show you some images, okay? And you think of one word to describe each of these images. So describe these images in one word. Are you ready? What do you see here? What about here? Let me show you a few more. What do you see in one word? And here? It's people, right? Did you think of this word, people, or children? Perhaps doctors, scientists, lawyers, business people. And in the context of these images that you just saw, does it matter if what you saw were men or women? So you see where I'm going with this, right? This video will do as it says on the tin, which means that it will do exactly what is expected. And that is to talk about gender equality using some useful vocabulary that you might put into use also when talking about this topic. Now, a huge disclaimer here, it is simply impossible to discuss all the cultural, social, historical, political aspects of this topic. In other words, gender equality is huge. So I'm just going to speak about what it is and a little bit of history. And also I want to link gender equality to the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which I've been talking about over the last few videos. So I'll leave a playlist right here for you to watch my previous videos on this topic of sustainable development. I have a video on solutions to climate change where the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are explored. I have a video that talks about food and another one that talks about well-being. So make sure that you check those out later. But for now, let me just say that the United Nations states that gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. While Sustainable Development Goal number 5 is to achieve gender equality and to empower all women and girls, there are as many as 51 references to gender equality in 14 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So, what is gender equality? Experts state that gender equality is when there is equal respect, rights, and opportunities for everyone, regardless of gender identity. The need for gender equality has been recognized for decades, but more recent attention has been given to it through the feminist movement. We can recognize feminist movements across time as waves, including the first wave, which was the suffrage movement during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, which demanded basic rights for women, recognizing them as independent from men and as subjects of equal status in society, and specifically the right to vote. The second wave was the women's liberation movement of the 1960s, which claimed legal and social equality, especially reproductive rights, and also discussed matters of domestic violence. And as recently as 2012, we can talk about the third wave, which has focused on matters of sexual harassment, body shaming, sexism, and the Me Too campaign. Now, patriarchy is a fundamental issue that underpins gender inequality. According to Alan Johnson, patriarchy can be defined as a system that is found in the unequal distribution of power that makes male privilege possible in patterns of male dominance. Advocates for gender equality point towards an oppressive, structural male advantage and argues that patriarchy needs to be challenged. What is your take? That is, what is your experience and opinion on matters of gender equality? I would really love to hear from you and to start a conversation about this important topic. I'm a bit nervous about speaking about it because I'm a language teacher, and so I hope that this video gives you tools and resources and vocabulary in order to be able to discuss this topic yourself. Are you able to do so by leaving a comment below? I'd really love to hear from you, if any of this is resonating with you at all. I introduced this topic by mentioning the actress Emma Thompson. She has addressed gender equality and feminism directly during many interviews, and she calls herself a card-carrying feminist and doesn't understand it when other people say they are not feminist. She says that any woman who says that they are not feminist are basically saying that they don't believe in equal rights for women. The wonderful novelist Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie gave a memorable TED Talk in 2012, which I really recommend you watch, called "We Should All Be Feminists." In the introduction, she says that when she was asked to give the talk, she decided to talk about feminism because it is something that I feel strongly about. I suspected that it might not be a very popular subject, she says, much like myself, and I'm not sure about whether it's a good idea to be making this video, but I hope to start a necessary conversation, she continues. And this is my hope as well. The talk itself is quite funny at parts. It's very deep, it's very touching, it's for everyone, so please do watch it. But for example, she says that she once received advice from a well-intended man who said that she should never call herself a feminist because feminists are women who are unhappy because they cannot find husbands. So she decided to call herself a happy feminist. Next is Malala Yousafzai, known simply as Malala, the Pakistani activist for female education. In 2012, while riding on a bus in her native Pakistan, she was shot in the head by a Taliban gunman in an assassination attempt in retaliation for her activism. In 2014, she was the youngest person in history to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. And in 2021, she became a graduate in philosophy, politics, and economics from the University of Oxford in England. In her own words, during the recent Commonwealth Games opening ceremony, Malala said that every child deserves the chance to reach her full potential and pursue her wildest dreams. Women Goodwill Ambassador Emma Watson gave a compelling speech to the UN General Women's Assembly to launch the He for She campaign. The aim of this campaign is to mobilize as many men and boys as possible to advocate for gender equality. In her words, so that their daughters, sisters, and mothers can be free from prejudice, but also so that their sons have permission to be vulnerable and human too. Reclaim those parts of themselves they abandoned, because men are imprisoned by gender stereotypes too, and in doing so be a more true and complete version of themselves. Benedict Cumberbatch, Bradley Cooper, Tom Hiddleston are among many others who support gender equality. After all, feminism is simply agreeing that men and women should have equal rights. It is said that Cumberbatch will not take on a new film role if his female co-star isn't paid equally. Of course, there are many others bringing awareness to the crucial matter of gender equality. In the context of overpopulation, for example, which is an undeniable aspect of climate change, Isaac Asimov said that the price of survival is the equality of women. Because if women have full ability to enter all facets of the human condition, if they can enter business, if they can enter religion, science, government on an equal basis with men, they will be so busy that they won't feel as necessary to have a great many children. As long as you have women under conditions where they don't feel any sense of value, no self-worth except as mothers, except as baby factories, they'll have a lot of children. What do you think about this important topic? I'd really love to hear from you. So go ahead and comment below with your ideas and input. And if you're looking to join an ongoing English training program that supports you along your language learning and acquisition path, you'll want to check out my signature program, Confident English Training, which I'll leave a link for in the description box below. I'll also leave a link for you to download my free guide, How to Revolutionize Your English, to kickstart your progress with an 8-step manual that you can put into practice straight away. So remember to invite the bell to be notified when I upload a new video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.